friendly match, as a matter of fact, and it shows once again the quality of these Nigeria's Falconet side. 9 goals to nothing. Yes, unreplied. They didn't even score anyone, and that was so embarrassing for the opponents. But it is what it is. Once again, showcase the strength of this Falconet side as they prepare for the Under-20 Women's World Cup. Well, that particular friendly match took place at the FIFA Goal Project in Abuja. It was quite a commanding display from start to finish, showcasing their tactical discipline, many would say attacking quality as well in this particular team. The likes of Chiamaka, scored a blistering goal right there, completing a hat-trick in the 15 minutes after scoring first, 3rd minute and 15 minutes. So in the space of 15 minutes, she had already scored a hat-trick in this particular game. The likes of Mary Mahmoudou also scored as well in the 26 minutes. Alaba Folajomi also had a goal in the 59th minute. Oscar Precious also scored in the 78th minute. And Queen had a brace, 90 plus 3 and 90 plus 5 minutes of action to ensure that the Falconet side are actually preparing, understanding themselves, gaining momentum ahead of another major international assignment. But they'll still have more friendly matches before the start of that particular competition. So we'll talk more about them in the coming days as well. Well, of course, some teams are still preparing ahead of the start of another new, season that has also culminated into something very handy, especially looking at the very fact that, it is really important to prepare and put yourself up there. Try to recruit as many players as possible because that's what we know. Yes, Nigerian teams to be very, very regular doing. Yes, Nigerian teams are regular in terms of trying to acquire as many players as possible. You could hear, a team has signed 20 players in a single, summer window. You could hear 15 and all of that. So when you hear such, then you shouldn't be actually really, really surprised. One of the teams that have signed in recent times to officially unveil their player was Bendel Insurance. Lekan Gabriel, we here have signed for the football club. He joined the Benin Arsenals on a 2-year deal from Kun Khalifat FC. Is a defender, particularly Kun Khalifat, escaped relegation last season. You could recall, but the man says he wants to move, so he's moved to Bendel Insurance. Still looking forward to another fresh start this particular season. One very fun, I don't know if it's funny, but it's actually a serious matter, is the very fact that we do not really know about, of course, the details of deals, particularly for, players who are moving to another major club side. And we just hope that it will change, maybe as we go even further in strengthening and ensuring credibility in the Nigeria Premier Football League. Well, I'm still talking about the NPFL. Recently, they had a meeting. The NPFL board had a meeting, and of course, they released a memo, a courtesy of Davidson Owumi, stating that club sides about to, of course, have a social media presence, a website, as a matter of fact, which is something we've barely seen, in the NPFL. Once again, of course, stress the importance of ensuring that this is done, as a matter of fact, because I could recall most times you get to see players who are quality enough to maybe be exported to play other, quality leagues, but at a point where you don't locally right here, that player has got some level of quality, but the player does not have anything to show for. It doesn't have highlights. It doesn't have whatever. Those are really concerning. And by extension, club sides, of course, have got to have some of these clips posted on their social media to, of course, gain traction and also have social media presence as well. And, of course, even official club website, just like we see in Senna Climbs, that is actually lacked in the NPFL. But the NPFL actually urging teams to do that. And it looks like the majors actually, of course, keep some regulations to ensure that all teams this coming season have a presence in the media space.
Well, a step in the right direction for me, if you ask. And I think the NPFL club sides, they need to do better. It's all about branding themselves, because I think this is not something they should even be forced to do. You know, as a team, we want to be seen as a professional team, a professional football team. A bulk of these teams don't even have, an active social media handle on all profiles. You go to, some social media apps, you don't see bulk of these Nigerian teams. Some foreign teams are even harnessing the power of the African continent. You see sometimes even club sides who do not have Nigerian players tend to post things in pidgin, use Nigerian musicians for songs and all of that, because they understand that Africans are perpetually online. Some would say maybe due to the high rate of unemployment in Africa, but still it's something that can be harnessed. So I don't know why our local teams do not tend to just harness the power of social media. We're talking about how to make sure a bulk of these teams are not solely dependent on the government. This is one of them as well. You can start earning money from social media. We know some platforms do pay now. So you have a working page and you post things that are quality enough, that are intriguing enough to catch their attention, to catch the eye of the public. Definitely you have a lot of engagement, and that transitions into money for you. So I don't understand why NPFL clubs are still lagging behind on this. I just hope they get to sit up now, get your website up, get your social media platforms up. And another thing I want to say is that the reason they don't have this is they don't want to pay for it, because it's basically about just getting someone with social media oriented and say, okay, do this for me. Get someone who can run a website and keep it active at all times, keep it updated. A player leaves the club side, and they've left the club side. I follow some of these NPFL matches and some of these mobile score apps and all of that. Sometimes in the NPFL, you have an NPFL match. A goal has been scored since the 15 minutes. Before the update, who scores it is after half time, because bulk of these apps don't even have the details of most of these players available, because it's not available anywhere. It's just what it is. If you want to check the highest goal scorer for the NNL during when the season is running, you barely can do that. You want to check the table, the updated table for the NNL, the second tier, it's always very hard to find. It's just what it is. I just hope that teams, not just in the NPL for now, across all tier of the Nigerian football, get to sit up, take social media seriously, put up their website and ensure that details of players and the club coaches, everyone in the club, is put on that right. I think it's a step in the right direction.
Well, of course, we're still looking forward to see what gets to happen. Changes we've always talked about over time, particularly in a situation where we're looking forward to the growth of our local league right here across all tiers, the MPFL, the NNL, the NNL, and the rest of them. But at the moment, things need to be put in the right perspective. Otherwise, we may just actually be looking elsewhere and thinking that we're not progressing. But I think with all of this now, maybe the club sides participating in the league this season will also harness all of those potentials and ensure they tap from it as well. Well, let's quickly move straight down and talk about the WAFCON tournaments that is up and running. Yesterday we had some matches, about 2 matches that took center stage, and later today we'll also see other matches as well. Debutant, talk about Cape Verde. Unfortunately couldn't get a victory just like the Malawians did against the Super Falcons yesterday. They played against Ghana, and of course it ended 2-0 in favor of Ghana rather. The Cape Verde side had a red card in the 90 plus 2 minutes of action, but it didn't deter Ghana from leading, because they were already leading 2-0 before that particular red card happened. Cameroon with 2-1 winners over Mali, in this particular game as well. So much later today we'll also have matches in 2 different centers, and of course we'll take a look at those matches now as quick as possible. Senegal would actually be in action against Kenya at 6 p.m. Nigerian time, while Morocco will trade tackles with Algeria at 9 p.m. at Nigerian time. Well, it will be the second game for this nation. Talk about Morocco, so they're looking forward to making another strong statement right here to ensure that they keep themselves on track ahead of the knockout rounds of the WAFCON. For that is what it is at the moment, and it just looks like the Cape Verdean women's national team Yes, played against a very solid and, of course, a more experienced side at this competition, and they lost. Many would say their first time here, first experience also matters.
Oh, definitely. I look at the Ghanaian ladies. They were resolute. They wanted that win. Last time they finished third, and I'm sure the team wants to improve on that, if not better it, get maybe to the second place or even the first place as well. The Ghanaians, the male counterpart, have had more success than the female counterpart. That was the first time they've been on the podium, last time out. So I'm sure they want to, they're still hungry. They're hungry for more. They want more. That's why the Cape Verde national team had no answers to them. When you compare them with the likes of South Africa and Nigeria, were feeling upset. You'd understand that this Ghana team, they're definitely hungry. They've not really tested success yet. Third place is something, but they've not really tested real success. So they're still striving for it. Maybe that's one of the reasons they were able to keep compact and stay resolute in their bid to defeat Cape Verde. For the Cape Verdeans, I would say it was not a bad performance, but it wasn't a bad outing. When you're losing 2-0 to a team who finished third at the tournament, maybe you could do better against a team who has not reached that stage yet. So I'm looking at the next game. I'm going to be keeping close eyes on the Cape Verde national team. I believe they've got quality. I believe they can shock Africa, at least maybe make it out of the group stage. That's going to be a huge feat for them. Congratulations to the Ghanaians. For the Cape Verdeans, better luck next time.
Better luck next time. We're looking forward to the matches slated for later today. Senegal, of course, are doing really, really handy, coming in really handy after losing, their first game of this particular tournament. So they'll be looking forward to a very handy performance against the host side. Senegal against Kenya, rather. I'm talking about Algeria now. They'll be looking forward to a very solid performance against Morocco in the second game of this competition. But let's quickly look at the world of transfers now before we hit the phone lines as quick as possible. And no better place to begin the transfers conversation this afternoon from than Newcastle. Well, earlier today it was reported that Coach Eddie Howe will be stepping down with immediate effect. Yeah, the man came under pressure last season as Newcastle finished number 12 in the Premier League after losing 17 of their 38 games. Well, the man's final match in charge was a 4-1 defeat by Bristol City in a pre-season friendly on Wednesday. Matthias Gelson, a manager of Saudi Pro League side Al Ahly, is expected to be appointed as Eddie Howe's successor. Well, the man joined Newcastle in 2021, a month after the Saudi Public Investment Fund bought the football club. But after strings of several important names departing the side since last season, from Alexander Isak to Sandro Tonali, and of course we're talking about Anthony Gordon, and recently Bruno Guimaraes is also on the radar to leave the side. It looks like the man is actually looking at the future, and maybe looking at the very fact that he may not be able to compete at all forefront with the current crop of players at that Newcastle side. And the man is no longer, and will no longer be the Newcastle Bulls. One I do not know, would this be the end of a closer, level of football, especially by Newcastle, closer to, the likes of top Premier League teams, Manchester City. We've seen them recently, go to cup finals, in England, and that, by extension, speaks volume of the level of recruitment they've done over the years. But now, with these players departing and also culminating into Eddie Howe also leaving the side, will this be the end of the revolution that was expected by Newcastle?
Well, I would say yes and no, because first of all, I would say it's a perfect time for Newcastle to change managers. I don't think there would be any other perfect time. Bulk of the players who came in under Eddie Howe have left the side, especially the key players of that team. They've left. Talking about Alexander Isak, talking about Anthony Gordon, talking about Sandro Tonali. Bulk of the key players of the Eddie Howe project at Newcastle are done. Miguel Almiron at a point 11, I think 2 seasons ago. So this is completely a new setup. This is going to be a new setup of players, and I think it's going to be perfect to have a new manager here. This is the best. I'm not saying it's perfect now to let Eddie Howe go. I'm saying if there was any time where it would be easier for a new coach, it is now, because basically we would be having new faces. Nick Pope, I hear, is on his way out. They've already got a new, goalkeeper as well. So So we're basically going to be seeing new faces at Newcastle this season. Banjumana, Toure, and the likes of them. So for Newcastle, I think this is the best time to have a new manager. But it's going to be sad for a bitter pill to swallow for Newcastle fans, because this man came in when, some would say yes, there was a Saudi takeover at the club side, but we've seen different clubs has been, bought by rich owners and still didn't translate to a lot of owners. But look at what Eddie Howe has been able to do. I think he was always a manager who was hungry for success. When he was at Bournemouth, he was always trying to upset the big guns. And when he finally had an opportunity to coach a team who actually backed him in the transfer market, got him players in there to get, you saw what he was able to do. He took Newcastle to 2 Champions League seasons. It's been a long time you saw Newcastle in the Champions League before Eddie Howe, but he did that twice. Won the Carabao Cup for them as well.
Absolutely.
Got them quality players like Alexander Isak and all of that. So it's going to be difficult to replace Eddie Howe, but I can totally say it was the best option for him to walk away now, because come next season, especially after what happened last season, just like you said, lost I think about 17 of the 38 games last season. That's the worst thing since he took over at Newcastle. So come next season, he starts fumbles, has a few blip in form. Fans who don't remember what happened in the transfer window, don't all be calling for Eddie Howe's head. So it's better to walk away now with your pride, walk away now with your ego intact. You're not sacked by Newcastle. You've walked away now. You understand the terrain. And I'm sure what he did in Newcastle would always speak for him if he needs another job after this. So for Newcastle, it's going to be difficult, just like I said at the start. It's going to be difficult because I look at that project now. I think it's a little bit destabilized. I know it's a small team. You can always, once you're a small team, you're a small team. You can always change that because you always lose your key players. There's certain teams, the Chelseas of this world, the Manchester United, the Liverpool, they know they can keep a hold of their players if the players do well. But for the likes of Newcastle, Aston Villa, you'd always be the victim of your own success, because when you perform well, when you win a cup, when you win a match against a top team, that top team is looking at the player who did that for you. It's looking at and say, oh, this player can play for us. It's basically what it is. So sad, but it's how football is. And this is not going to be the last time we'll see this kind of case.
Well, of course, there were actually lots of questions when this takeover happened some years ago. Some also taking their minds back to what happened with Manchester City when they also had their takeover. It took them, I think, about 3 years and 7 months to start winning. They won their first Premier League title after the takeover happened 3 years after. And there were also several talks about how long it will take Newcastle under the new Saudi Arabian pro side take over with the side. But until recently, I could recall they went to a cup final. I think some seasons back where they lost to United. They did that again last year where they finally won their first trophy in 70 years. And now they have been marred by the challenge of the profit and sustainability rules, which demands that some certain big players, in quotes, have to leave this side. Are we actually looking at a scenario where it doesn't have to be having a big takeover by a club side, but being able to harness the money and also ensuring that you use it adequately to dominate football as well?
Well, I think PSR is always going to hunt these small teams no matter what, no matter the level of investment you have. I was just researching on Wrexham. Wrexham, if you notice, they've not been able to get players. In fact, their co-owner Ryan Reynolds came out to speak to the press recently. He said right now they're not going to be signing players, more of a kitchen renovation for them. And look at it, why? You ask yourself why? Because they've spent a lot already, and now they have to try to balance the books, because as a small team now, Manchester United, their club already earning a lot in revenue. But as Newcastle United, you have to balance it up with things you win. So if you don't win, you are now at a disadvantage. Manchester United can go 3 seasons without a trophy, but they still have a lot coming in through revenue generation. So you compare that with what's happening in Newcastle. It's always going to be difficult to have a balanced playing field. It's quite sad, but it is what it is. I think at least it's better in the Premier League. In the La Liga, it's very difficult. Apart from Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid, you barely see teams spend. But at least in the Premier League, you can see time and time again they pop up, spend money, and maybe go back to being hit by PSR and all of that. But it's quite sad. It's a very sad reality now. I'm sure sooner than later I would see calls for these stringent rules to be relaxed, because is very, very, I think it's unfair. It's favoring the big teams, the traditional big teams now. They have an upper hand, and how we have teams who come up to the party. That's why I would have Leicester City turn up, win the Premier League, and now today they're playing in this, a League One of the Premier League. So right now you look at it and you ask yourself, why did that happen? Because it was not sustainable. I think one day, sooner than later, would have cause for relaxation of those PSR rules.
Well, of course, still talking transfers quickly before we hit at the phone lines. We hear that Real Madrid has set to make an offer for Manchester City midfielder, and I'm talking about Rodrigo. Yes, shortly called Rodri. Well, Real Madrid believed to have actually made initial contact with City over signing the Spain World Cup winning captain. And after that first contact, we hear the Spanish Giants are believed to be willing to pay in the region of 50 to 60, a million euros rather given. He has 1 year left on his current contract as we speak. So it will now be left on to City to decide whether to let the man leave or stay. Because if he stays, it means you have to, of course, renew his contract. Otherwise, he will be leaving as a free agent at the end of this coming season, which will be detrimental to the club's ambition to cash in on some players. But it looks like Real Madrid always going for players that have, I think, 1 year left in their contracts. Yeah. And for Rodri, well, no one can tell, might be tempted to move.
Definitely, I think he's tempted. He's won everything that's there to win and in the Premier League. And I think Pep Guardiola was one of the reasons why some of these big players found themselves at Manchester City. And what's the appeal of playing under Joe Maresca? That's the question now. So Rodri will be releasing the chance of playing in the La Liga. The last time he was there, he played for a smaller team. So right now he's going to be playing for one of the best teams, one of the biggest teams in the world, under one of the biggest managers ever of all time, Jose Mourinho. But my question, there are a lot of questions around this particular move, because I look at Rodri, he's not your usual traditional destroyer DM. He knows how to keep possession and all of that. You look at Real Madrid, how they play naturally. They're not a team who knows how to keep a lot of the ball. Look at how they play in time pass. Real Madrid have never been that team that would have 70 ball possession, 80 ball possession. They always know how to, they always have quick attackers and all of that will hit you on the counter. But with Rodri, I think something is about to change, because Rodri is not that defensive midfielder that will run all over the place, put it in tackles, put it in shifts and all of that. So either Real Madrid are thinking of changing. But when you say Real Madrid are thinking of changing, I look at the manager currently and asking myself, is it really aligning? You wanted to change into a system that has Rodri as your midfielder, and you brought Jose Mourinho. I just feel like Real Madrid next season, there would be a lot of question marks in that team. The fans might not agree with me, yes. They've got a lot of signing. They've got Jose Mourinho, the pedigree of the man and everything. But you want to look at the tactical approaches to this game. This is football. It's not, a PS5 game where you just, get a new player and the team gels. This is football. There's something called morale. There's something
lots
called
of players now.
Team synergy and all of that. So I look at Real Madrid, I'm asking myself, are they really good? They're making a lot of, I don't know, there's this proverb that says, too many hands spoil the broth. I think that's what's happening at Real Madrid now. They're doing too many things at the same time. I just hope it works out for them next season.
Well, of course, we here Chelsea have officially unveiled Maxence Lacroix from fellow Premier League side Crystal Palace, with a man started contract that runs until the end of 2031 and 2032 season. The man says he's really happy to be part of the beautiful club. We're looking forward to this level of contribution before the start of the new season, because he may just likely play at least, I think, one friendly match before the season starts properly. We're still talking transfers. When we hear that Fulham have agreed a deal to sign Gonzalo Garcia and Cesar Palacios for a combined fee of 50 million euros from Real Madrid. We hear the proposal value Garcia at 40 million euros and Palacios at 10 million euros, and include a 30% sell-on clause for each player. All being well, the pair will follow head coach Alvaro Arbeloa to Craven Cottage from the Spanish capital. And it just looks like this man is actually taking players that feels Jose Mourinho may not use at the football club.
Definitely, he's been there. He was the manager of the younger side before he was promoted to the big boys. I think he understands these players so well. Wasn't really able to use them as well. Gonzalo Garcia, when he was under Abaloa, barely played game. Kylian Mbappe started most of the game. So you look at him in the Premier League. I would expect
always popped up whenever called upon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he was a high school scorer for Madrid at the FIFA World Cup. So I'm not saying that, but I look at the Premier League now. I'm asking myself, how many teams have successfully used young players and it materialized well for them? I don't think there are lots of them. And at a team like Fulham, I feel it's going to be even more difficult because they're a team who should be, fighting to at least finish in the top half of the table. And now you want young stars to do, because from the way it's going, it looks like they're going to be prioritizing younger players. I hope they get to maybe bring in a few of experience, as they have a few experienced players there already. I hear Alex Iwobi is still going to stay there, Calvin Bass and all of that. So, but I feel like more of their signings should also be focused around experienced legs in the Premier League. I'm not really seeing a team who just brought in young stars in the Premier League and it worked out for them. Maybe Bournemouth last season. Apart from that, I'm not really seeing it a lot of times. So I just hope Alvaro Arbeloa and Fulham gets this one right.
Well, Tottenham Hotspur's manager Roberto De Zerbi says he wants to convince England defender Jed Spence to start the club amid uncertainty over the man's future. He was part of the English national team at the World Cup, and he's been linked with the move to Inter Milan and Everton. So the man has got options now, begging for choices. So we'll see whether, Roberto De Zerbi's plea would actually get into Jed Spence's head to stay at the football club, as they're looking for major changes ahead of the start of the new season. But we hit the phone lines now, and intermittently we'll still talk more about transfers. Yes, that is one story I've just seen now. Okay, we'll talk about it after now. 006-804-5443. 006-804-5443. Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Name, location.
Good afternoon, UT David.
Good to have you, Victor. Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm fun and glad in the studio.
Von is right here. Blood is audibly absent.
Good afternoon, fun. UT David, let me say that what has happened to are going to really be the indication of something that we must really look on and on. That is something that we should best overlook this already. So, much aspect for them to lose has not been a nice thing. The second match against Zambia. I really need the ladies to try their best if they can just so that there's a World Cup ticket or probably the qualified to a knockout round should be accessed for the next match.
Thank you very much, Victor, the Sports Oracle. Thought appreciated. Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Name and location.
Hello, good afternoon, UT.
Welcome, my friend.
My name is Abbas, calling from you.
Welcome, Abbas. Talk to us.
What the Super Falcons did that I wasn't impressed. I wish they would go look over their next game against Zambia. And please update me on Man U transfer.
Okay, we'll talk about that shortly as well. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, UT.
Welcome. Chukudi.
UT, today, go Super Falcons. Go there, they try whether...
No, Super Falcons are not playing today. Chukudi.
Okay.
They're playing on the first day of August.
Is that what you...
They're playing on the first day of August. Their second game is on the first day of August.
Okay, wait.
That'll be on Saturday.
Okay, I beg. What you will do for me, I beg. You never tell me transfer, but I get my club Barcelona.
Wait till they find again. You don't get money, oh.
You don't get money.
You don't get money now. You don't struggle to sign one player from Atletico Madrid up to now. You never feel sign Alvarez.
Now you never see when they talk to my club, they don't get money.
Well, not be so. Chukudi, don't run. Hello, good afternoon to you. Okay, drop call situation right there. Do what to call us back if you can. 006-804-5443. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Talk to us.
Yeah, UT and the group. Good afternoon.
Good to have you. Name, location.
Yeah, my name is Edidion from Uyo.
Edidion, talk to us.
Yeah, okay. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
I want to talk on Chelsea transfers. the recent transfers that Chelsea are making, for my own view and opinion, I really appreciate those transfers, especially despite the ages and the coming of Henderson and Welbeck. The reason for me, what I view is the most important reason they brought those guys, because before Chelsea used to have a policy of creating under 24 or so. But the reason is those guys, people are criticizing, let them criticize, but what they are doing, I like it. Those guys will bring Premier League experience, quality, and leadership to that Chelsea team. We have been experiencing a lot of things at the end, close to the end of the season.
Okay.
The team slacks because of those young boys. They don't have the needed experience. So these guys are on top of the experience. They will add to that. And also for the Super Falcons, I was really disappointed. What I see is those guys, they underrated Malawi. It's not the coach. They feel they can't be beatable because of what they have achieved in the past. So they should not underrate teams. African teams are growing. It's not like before.
Okay.
They should step up their game in the next second game. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thoughts appreciated. Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Name, location.
Hello, UT David and phone.
Welcome. Top Gunner.
If I may ask, when would the Congress election and FF commence?
Okay, I'll tell you. No worries.
Pardon?
I'll tell you. Go ahead. Talk to us.
I want to know, because I pray let none of them be elected again. From Sewudiko, Anya Siaku, they must go. UT, we need a new hand. Let us help football.
They have already been backing, especially backing the NFF president to go back.
They have overstayed their usefulness, and their TV is failure. Nigeria couldn't go World Cup. UT. Look at what happened with our girls also. UT, where is our tutor, if I may ask? We have not been hearing our tutor. Is he on holiday?
Who's that?
Mikel Arteta, my coach.
Okay. Well,
I've not been hearing him talking.
what do you want him to say? It's off season.
I want him to let him brace up, and got quality players for us. We need reinforcement, like Saliba. We need somebody that can understudy him.
Okay.
We need players, UT. So we are the champions. We need to. The Champions League is our major target next time around. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you very much as well.
By the guys to high chief for
Okay.
my football director.
Thank you very much. Thoughts appreciated. Well, as regards the NFF elective congress, it is scheduled for the 27th day of September in Lafia, Nasarawa State. So we keep tracking that for you, and definitely I would also know, who's actually standing elections as well as regards all of those positions ahead of another tenure in office. Back to the phone lines. Well, when you call us, maybe you got to tell us about how impressive the signing so far has been for your football club. Are you impressed about the names that have been acquired so far by your football clubs? I know many Liverpool fans, aside them, the first two, one was actually gotten before the other last season, and one at the start of this season. They've still been bemoaning the lack of activity in the transfer space for their club side, especially at the point where some players have officially left the side. Mo Salah, the likes of Ibrahima Konate, Robertson, and the rest of others as well. And that's really concerning because they need replacements for some of these players. 006-804-5443, 006-804-5443. Let's get back on the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome. Name, location. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome back. Okay, drop call situation rather. Do what to call us back if you can. Well, Fonda, the man Marcus Rashford has officially said his goodbyes to Barcelona. This man really wanted to join them, but unfortunately, he has to report to Manchester United training camp. They prepare for the new season. No offer has come in so far for him, so he's got no option than to stay
Definitely, I think it's just sad. It's sad, but it is what it is. He has to
sad?
go. Really wanted to join the team. I think his mind was set to play for Barcelona.
Many would say he wanted Barcelona more than Barcelona wanted
Exactly,
him.
that's what I'm saying. That's why it's sad. It's a sad situation for Marcus Rashford, and I think I've admired these. When you compare him with players who look at how he went to Barcelona, he actually strived to get that deal. Went to Aston Villa, no matter he put in his best performance, and before you know, he had to go to Barcelona, took a pay cut. Players like Jadon Sancho had the opportunity to play for Chelsea. They refused to take a pay cut, rather went to Aston Villa alone, and now they're free agent. But we've had nothing. But look at Marcus Rashford; he's actually worked for it. Yes, I know some certain Manchester United fans will be feeling he left us when we needed him most and all of that. That's why they're angry at the moment. But if you want to question his work ethic, it's unquestionable right now. The man has always put in 100%. He deserved that Barcelona move. I don't know for whatever reason, but I'm sure next season Barcelona will realize it was a bad idea to go for Anthony Gordon over Marcus Rashford.
Well, of course, that's just what it is at the moment. But time will tell and reveal whether or not it was a good option. Hello, good afternoon. Can you up the tempo of your voice? We're struggling to hear you from here.
Yes, can you hear me well?
A little bit better. Name, location.
Please, I want to know about the transfer of Brentford and the.
Okay. I didn't get the club side, but I heard something about Brentford. I do not know if you're a Brentford.
I think we have a Brentford fan, finally.
Interesting. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sport Manager Mr. Izzy on the line.
Mr. Izzy,
Let me
welcome.
start with the top corner, the success of the upcoming Premier League. And that is why the case of Arsenal to bring in a lot of players because he couldn't withstand the storm that will rain during the upcoming campaign.
Are you not worried about your own Liverpool side?
No, we are not afraid of anything.
So with the current state of Liverpool players, are you ready for the new season?
To fill the gap.
Okay, you're not hearing me. Interesting.
Two players there. We have staff. Now we have Florence. We have Ishak. We have Tiki. And one
them last season as well.
Alex McAllister is there. And Soboslai is there with a player. And it's only that the philosophy of an slot makes Liverpool to look backward. And this upcoming season with under the reign of Raiola, I think that Liverpool will pull a surprise in the Premier League. And then you also advise the likes of Chelsea are packing the old ages to come and bring in experience in their team. Why don't they go to the country of Man City if they need experience? Look at the experience there. They went to Henderson and Milner. We still have Milner. And so we still have Milner. I let them sign Milner also so that they can offer.
Liverpool should sign Milner.
He's saying Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Oh. Interesting. I'm actually looking for the downfall of Chelsea, no doubt.
This is you're looking for experience.
Interesting times, experience. I've gotten Henderson, and on the verge of getting Henderson and Danny Welbeck. That should be enough. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nelson.
Welcome, Nelson. Talk to us.
Thank you very much indeed. I don't know whether the last caller is talking about a team of players that were main eventers at the highest level of European football last year. I don't know whether he's talking about the defending EPL champions. Everybody agrees to the fact that Arsenal were, in my opinion, the best team in Europe last year. Forget about what happened in the UEFA Champions League final, where they lost narrowly. They lost as a result of penalty shootout. Everybody knows that penalty shootout is a no man's game. It could go either way. Going back to signing of players, Chelsea are signing players here and there, but what I do not know is whether signing players that will take them to higher heights, whether they are signing a mere pick in the book. Because we want to talk about, I'm sorry to talk about Chelsea.
Quickly, wrap it up for us. Quickly.
Liverpool. Liverpool, in my opinion, are a team of the past. They are just a team of the past. I wouldn't because they're the distinction of doing well in the past, winning title, UEFA Champions League, and winning the year.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thought appreciated. 2 points noted as well on the show this afternoon. We hear that an end is finally in sight to the long-running funding dispute between the Premier League and the English Football League. Yeah. We just talked about this conversation just a few minutes ago as regards Newcastle. The Premier League confirmed its 20 clubs have unanimously voted to approve a proposal for a new strategic partnership, which will be put to the EFL for its members to vote on in the next few days. No figure has actually been put on the deal, which is due to last 10 years, with both sides keen to debate on the issue in the public. We talked about, of course, generating revenue, especially for small clubs, and if actually these things are being seen through, then we may just actually see some small clubs trying to get more commercials and generated revenues to fund whatever transfers they want to have, because it has to do with Premier League viewing rights as well. They want to re-strategize to have more brands coming, and that to a large extent may just bring even more money as well. But earlier today, we actually saw, of course, Liverpool engaged in a friendly match, and Rion Gumoha stepped up to the party to ensure that he was, of course, the difference between Liverpool and the opponent they were facing this particular friendly match. Andy Raola is still, of course, looking forward to ensuring that players are actually in the top shape as they look forward to the start of the new season. That game actually happened in the early hours of today, and it makes a whole lot of sense for the Liverpool fans who actually follow through that particular game. Maybe Rion Gumoha should be a player to watch, yes, this coming season. Yeah, he played sparingly last season under coach Arne Slot, but that 1-0 victory over Wrexham, maybe I should also ensure that Andy Raola keeps his eyes on the man as well. As we're talking about transfers, we hear that there is a growing expectation that Newcastle captain Bruno Guimaraes will join Arsenal this summer, especially after the departure of coach Eddie Howe. So he may just likely be the new name to leave Newcastle after Sandro Tonali left to Tottenham Hotspurs. Well, we did the bounce right here. Parking shirts, as we said, to look forward to bounce.
Oh, it's just basically what he's excited about the new season to come. I think we might just be having a few more departures from that Newcastle team now, because everything's just going to be falling apart.
Are we here? I think we are left back.
Yeah. Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall is also being targeted by some club sides.
Exactly. So now that the manager's left, it's going to open the door for teams to just come in and scoop in on the players, because the players are like, what's happening? What's really happening? So let's just hope that they get to have a very good next season. But I won't be surprised if Newcastle are in the relegation fight next season.
Well, of course, we're looking forward to this lengthy and all important conversation. If they actually battle relegation, then it would be a really big fall for them at the other side, which will be at the end of the season, because you never can tell if it goes down that way. It has to be about momentum. If it continues losing game, is trying to escape relegation, you may not be lucky, as Tottenham Hotspurs were lucky last season. But we draw the curtain and say thank you very much for being part of the show. We'll return tomorrow. Extensive conversations in the world of football will continue. Keep it low right here, Planet Radio 101.1 FM, as we continue, as always, to revolve around you. I am UT David. Have a fabulous Thursday evening. It's a wrap on the Football Fighter Talk.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.